always looked at BMWs as a piece of art, and looked at the level of detail and craftsmanship that goes into the cars. So for them to have the trust in me to complete a project for them and have their logo on it, to me is really a dream project.
My name is Steve Thomson, also known as Happy Life Wood, and I partnered with BMW USA to create the i5 out of wood. This project took me over 2 months and was created out of 535 total pieces of wood and 10 different species of wood. When I started this journey with BMW USA, I was so excited to create the i5 because I had never created a car out of wood before. I try to elevate my craft each time I take on a new piece, and this was the perfect opportunity to continue to do that. My art process is made up of many steps. I use a variety of techniques to try and bring the wood to life over hundreds of hours, with the ultimate goal of creating the most realistic looking art without using any paints or stains. I start by sourcing exotic and domestic wood species that I think will best represent the colors of the subject that I am creating. There is always a limit to matching color because wood only exists in so many colors. I do my best to utilize the tones of these wood species to recreate the colors in my reference. The 10 different wood species I used in this piece were bloodwood, padauk, cedar, red grandis, maple, holly, walnut, blue mahoe, wenge, and poplar. The vibrant red color that makes up most of the vehicle is padauk, and the trees in the background were created out of a wood called poplar, which has different shades of green in it. After I choose the different species of wood, I begin to hand cut the wood into pieces on a scroll saw. For this, I cut 535 pieces of wood to bring the art together. I usually work in small sections so I can assemble them. While I'm doing that, I use an inlaying technique to place tiny pieces of wood into larger pieces of wood. This enables me to achieve the detail that I'm looking for. Once I've cut and assembled, I go into a detailed carving process. This allows me to create depth throughout the piece and produce a realistic look. This part of the process is most critical in bringing realism to my work. 75% of the shaping process is done by power carving, and the rest is by hand sanding. This produces a smooth, finished texture. I spent a lot of time focusing on this in the headlight and the wheel because I felt like those were two parts of the car I could bring to life in this piece with the right amount of sanding and shaping. This piece forced me to take a deep look at my work and approach it in a totally new way.
In working on this piece, I had to really dive into a lot of the detail and the lines and the different aspects of the car. But in the end, it made me a better artist for taking on something different and knowing that I can complete things that are a little bit more technical. It's definitely the most challenging piece that I've created thus far.